Hi everybody, Uncle Max here from Life to the Max. Yes, baby, it's cold outside. There's a lot of snow. But I don't know if you recognize, whoops, sorry about it. If you recognize this tree and this lovely little alcove in this little deck. And a chair where I sat right there. Yeah, I gave a review on this old weapons cleaning kit that is a case for it. And I made a toiletry kit that I could go probably 3 weeks in the field in a pinch. And I had this case that had a towel in it, a big one. Anyhow, yes, you know my issues with trying to get videos up. Got tons of great content. Of course, the world's worst production quality. Hi! It's my granddaughter. We're going to go play in the snow. I really wanted to pile up some snow and build a quinzhee. I'm going to put a link here to how to build a quinzhee. It's this type of a snow cave. Yes! She's so darn cute.
You can see all the squirrel tracks.
All the squirrel tracks? That's a real big one over there. Hi! How are you doing, sweetie? Yeah, let's go play in the snow. All right, so anyhow, we're going to talk about quinzhees another time because I couldn't quite get out here and build one in time. However, I'm going to put a link here now to this shaving kit and how it works. I'll give you some ideas that you could really make a nice compact thing that will last a long time. So good for sanitation and everything. Anyhow, here's a link. Until next time, Max out. This little toiletry kit, like I say, it's very small. When it's snapped up, you can tuck it into one of the outside pockets of a rucksack or a day bag or something that's very compact. So I wanted to show you what I have before I lose it, because I was going to do this with my tool setup and somebody recently stole my entire tool bag. I have the same concept with my tools as I had with this little toiletry kit, where the most stuff in the least amount of space that can handle the most challenges. Yeah, and it's too late to do that with my tools now. It would have been nice to actually document too how many tools I lost and all the stuff that I had in there. I'm gonna have to reinvent the wheel trying to remember all the things that I had in there. So I'll start making a list of that, and if I do, and I do come up with a great way of doing a better toolkit, maybe it may force me to do one of those things that I've been meaning to do for a while but been putting off, and that is to come up with an even better design, an idea that will handle more challenges, be more versatile and easier to use. If I do, I'll put a link up here, right up there, and show you. But I want to show you this, so let me reposition my camera and I'll show you everything that's in here and kind of why I got it. Okay, first of all, you gotta have a towel. This thing is a very large microfiber towel in a military color. You're not going to take an orange towel or a bright yellow towel or blue towel. This is a nice military style color. It's quite a good sized towel. Let me just show you. It's it's quite big. It can encase this and cover this whole swinging bench seat that I'm using. So it's quite big. And some of these microfiber towels are also used as travel blankets when you're traveling. Obviously, you're cold in a plane, you can put this microfiber towel as a blanket and kind of warm you up, keep you warm on a plane where you need fresh air on your face, but it's kind of a little bit too cool for the rest of you. So anyhow, that's a thing. And it comes in this kit, and it has this extra pocket where you can put some toiletries in here. And then this is the side that you zip it into. It has a snap, and so you can hang it up around something, a pipe, a branch, or something like that. I guess one of the only things I don't have in here is a little mirror, but in my regular military kit, I have a signal mirror that I could use as a mirror. And if I have a phone, I can also use the phone. And that's definitely something you want to have in your military kit, is a mirror. And I actually had one in my fanny pack. I brought my fanny pack along, and I'll do a little tour of that at some point too. Speaking of towels, I found this one recently. It has a little beaner to hook it somewhere, It's a small one, and if I really didn't have room for this big monstrous one that still doesn't take up very much space, I could use this little guy. It has its own little clip. You can hang it up to dry, but it's still pretty good size. And if you had to, you could easily wipe off the water from you and bring this out and wipe it off again. That's the nice thing about microfibers, is they continue to sop up water as long as you continue to wring out water, and it'll still do the job of getting all the water off of you. And the nice thing is it fills it in this little pouch that's mesh and nylon. And of course, camouflage. I noticed that. I have a warm spot in my heart for woodland pattern, since I spent much of my military career, first 20 of it, in that woodland pattern. Not to say that I don't have the 6-color desert, the 3-color desert, that really hideous ACU pattern. And I have a few things in the new Multicam or OCP2. It's the Operational Combat Pattern 2, which has replaced that hideous desert digital pattern. All right, so we'll start out here. We'll start taking things apart. What I got here is a mini loofah, and I got this piece of hose that it kind of corrals it and keeps it contained, because inside this old weapons cleaning kit, by the way, you can put an Alice clip in here, or one of the new PALS type of webbing attachment devices. You can hook this onto some kind of kit, you know, hook it onto a side of a pack if you need to, but for the most part it's a standalone. I don't need the Alice clip on here. Alice clip, what is that? It's all-purpose lightweight individual carrying equipment. That's the acronym. That's what we call an IRMA, an easily recognizable military acronym. Anyhow, it's the old medium and large rucksacks that the Alice packs, and they use Alice clips, those little metal clips that you know, you hook this onto your fenders and your canteens, your ammo pouches, your compass kit, and, you know, your fanny pack, anything else you might carry on the old load carrying system. But anyhow, what I did is I just took an old loofah and I took it apart and I tied a knot in the middle, and it's not huge, but it's small enough that I can actually put a little soap on there, lather it up, and scrub the key areas of the body, which tend to get these stinkiest. And in fact, scientists say you don't really need to shower most parts of the body as much. You just need to do the vital areas, the pits and the groin area that tend to be the most biologically active and smell the most, you know, body odor. You don't want to have really bad body odor when you're in a LPOP or whatever, and some patrols going by and they smell a really stinky guy. Anyhow, that's a little loofah, and I just put it in there so that it would kind of contain it, and because there's a Velcro strip in here, and you don't want that Velcro snagging on this, and it kind of makes a pain. Let's talk about the razor side. That is not a Sharpie. It's actually a razor. Found it at a truck stop. I haven't seen it since. Like you said, the little razor portion twists, and then there's a little button here. I think there's like 3 shaves worth of shaving cream and a tiny little pressurized shaving kit thing. I'd like to see if we couldn't find some more of these. So there's 3 days worth of shaving there, but I would save that and not use it, because I'd prefer to use this little guy. You've probably seen these on little infomercials. They're little micro force little ones. They're supposed to be waterproof or water resistant. You could literally shave underwater. It takes 2 AAAs. And you can just find those just about anywhere. The Energizer Lithium tend to last the longest, but it'll do the job. If you do it every day and you keep the beard short, then you can maintain that. But if you're in strict light, litter, noise discipline, then you can use this. But then again, it might be fragrance. I'm not sure what it smells like, so you got to be careful. You don't want to tip off your position with sound or too fragrant. Here is some concentrated liquid soap. Dr. Bronner's is, I think, the best, and I get the tea tree oil one, because tea tree is really good. It's a natural antiseptic and a natural fungicide. So if you were to use that for cleaning and showering purposes, because Dr. Bronner's is designed to be used for everything. You could even put it on your tooth brush if you needed to. If you want to get the peppermint one for that, then it's a little less, you know, it's more likely, okay, I want peppermint flavored toothpaste. You can do that. So anyhow, one of these with just Dr. Bronner's in it can get you quite a long ways. Here's also another one. I can't remember whether this is shampoo or that's I think that's Dr. Bronner's. This is shampoo. I'm probably going to rethink this and just have one of these, because Dr. Bronner's is able to do everything. You can use it for clothes washing, dishwashing, shampoo, body soap. You can use it for everything, and that way you've got one soap that does everything, and just get a good quantity of that. And I found this little small container that I can put it in, Otherwise, you can save some of these from different hotels that you go to or motels. Save these extra ones, bring them home. Have a whole collection of those. Then you can divvy them out to guests, or if there's an emergency or disaster. People are just dying for a shower. You can just give them a small personal little version of that, and they'll think, oh my gosh, thank you so much. They'll name their first kid after you if they haven't showered in a week or two, and they're real stanky. They will be very grateful they can freshen up with one of those little guest ones. Yeah, having a year's supply of soap and other things is good. If the power goes out forever, you're going to want something. And so get those free ones. You paid for it for that exorbitant price of the motel or hotel, then you can have those on hand. Now this next thing right here, some of the health food stores years ago, they have what they call a Thai deodorant stone. And it's a large block of a certain type of a salt mineral that prevents germs from growing, because they don't grow in a very salty environment. And I've seen some of them that's just a round stone, and that's what I ended up with. And then I found out that they put it in the shape of a stick deodorant where they could push it up, and then they just use that Thai deodorant stone. They wet it a little bit, and you rub it under your arms, and that wet salt thing goes under your arms and then makes it so the bacteria that cause your arms to pit out and stink really bad, they don't grow, they don't reproduce, and they don't off-gas those really nasty body odors. So I decided to take that little Thai deodorant stove, or a Thai deodorant stone type of thing, and I made my own little mini stick deodorant. And I rounded off, smoothed it out so it fit in this old film canister, and then I put a little opening in there so I could kind of push that up, wet it down, do the armpits, and then put it back in there. And it fits just around that side, so that all stores in there. There's also a little mini brush that I found. I think this is a little mini comb, and it looks like most of those little things came off. But I have a little brush if I need to clean out something, and I've got that. Okay, now we're going to get to the teeth department. This is something you can buy them out there. It's a toothbrush. And here's the brush portion. I found out you can buy replacements of these because I had one that was really worn out. And you don't want a really old brush that doesn't have the brush to capacity to, you know, they're all worn out and frayed and curled or whatever. But I was able to find that you can buy replacement heads for these. And this is nice. Here's one of the best parts about it. It comes with this. And it's a toothpaste tube that you can fill with your own preferred toothpaste. It has a standard cap here. You unscrew this, and then you can screw that on to your favorite toothpaste tube, and then open this up and then squeeze the toothpaste, and it'll backfill this until it hits the top. Put the cap on, take it off, put the bottom cap on, and you store it in here, and you've got your toothpaste and your toothbrush in here. Now here's something that I like, and this I use almost constantly instead of the toothpaste. And this is tooth drops, and they are designed to just take a drop or two on the bristles, and you're able to brush very nicely. It does a really great job, and this will go forever. So theoretically, as long as these batteries don't run out, and I have concentrated soap, and I have a deodorant stone that will last forever, and I have a towel that I can rinse out and dry out, I could have almost all of this go a very long time. I could do 3 weeks in here with just this tiny little kit. So I take it whenever I go on a trip or I'm camping. If you're shaving and you nick yourself, this is one of those white, is it Styptic pencils, whatever, I can't remember. If you nick it and you get that little nick and you're starting to bleed, you can put this on it, you wet it and put it on over that wound, that little nick, and it gets it to stop bleeding quite quickly and heal it very fast without you having that little bloody scab on your face. So there's a little mini version of that, and I put it in a little piece of tube that I can push out and use whatever I need to when I need to. And the last thing is this guy right here, and this is 50 yards of Butler fine tooth floss. And that's 50 yards. That has lasted me years and years and years, because I only use it when I'm on bivouac or I'm on a trip. And preferably, you know, I try not to use this if I can help it, just so it'll last longer, because I don't think Butler makes these. I like that they made so much in such a small thing, and a small container, and I think they're trying to say, well, we're not making as much money if we sell them that way, so let's just only put 12 yards in it. That way you can make them buy them more often, and they'll make more money. It's like, yeah, dirty rats. Anyhow, then I have a little safety pin in there to keep that butler from popping out, so it's kind of in there. And then I just simply take this and shove it in here. But you can get pretty much any little case. I see cases all the time at thrift stores and stuff like that that are old shower kits. Or you can get other small cases, and you can kind of put your own little kit like this together in a very small space, and you can have a nice little kit that will last you a very long time. So with this, oh, and then the one last thing, after you've brushed your teeth, they have some really cool one of these. These are Listerine, so it's like a mouthwash. You just simply put one of these dried film strips on here. It's a strip of film, not a camera film, it's just a residue film. You pull one of these out, you put it on your tongue, it dissolves and gives your mouth that minty fresh feel, and it's kind of the same feeling you would get if you were actually using some minty fresh mint fresh burst is what this is called, pocket packs. Anyhow, I can find these, they don't take up very much space. So you've got the brush, the floss, the mouthwash. You got two ways of shaving. You've got two types of toothpaste or tooth drops that will last forever. You've got a deodorant stone that will last forever, and you can refill the soap with Dr. Bronner's concentrated soap, which you can use for anything. If you needed to wash your hands after cleaning some game or something like that. If you needed to, you had to use the restroom and you didn't have any toilet paper, so you used a pine cone or a smooth stone or something, and you want to make sure your hands are completely safe, then you can wash your hands. So anyhow, that all fits in here quite nicely. I'll put this away from the Velcro and just kind of fit it all in here. Velcro it closed. And then there's also a safety pin that you can use for whatever reason. But as far as a great little kit with very small space, it does a pretty darn good job. This little beaner, I'm going to hook this just right over here. So anyhow, I can put it in here if I need to, and shove that side down there and zip this closed, and then I can fold up the towel and put it in this side. And but there are some better towels than even this. I'm going to see if I can talk to the manufacturers that make that would be perfect for a long-term emergency survival situation. These other towels have some natural elements built into it so that bacteria does not grow on the towel, which is nice. So a couple people have to share the same towel, you're not spreading germs between people. Or if it's out for a while and it's a long time before you can find an opportunity to wash it, it keeps the bacteria from being transmitted from one person to another. Or they have cleaning cloths that if you're cleaning up, say after processing chicken on your counter, you could literally wipe it off and it locks it into the towel and doesn't release it onto other surfaces. It's quite impressive. So I'm actually going to put a link to that, to what towels that might even be better than this military green kind, and let you know that there's some cool stuff as far as towels. There's also some really good stuff as far as the soaps and detergents and cleaning supplies that are super helpful as far as everyday cleaning in your home. There's been studies have recently shown there's a lot of problems with the negative effects of all those chemicals in our houses from those cleaning products. And these other products are much more natural and much healthier and better, and they're really great. So I'll put a link to my favorite cleaning supplies, cleaning agents, and cleaning cloths. And anyhow, I'll see if I can't maybe put something together like this if you want a micro toiletry kit for taking on your hikes or your camping trips or whatever, that you've got something that will last you a very long time. I think will be in handy. So anyhow, hopefully it gives you some ideas of what you might do to put together a really nice little toiletry kit that doesn't take up very much space at all. Now this isn't what I'd necessarily put in survival kit, but it's what I would put in my backpacking trip for backpacking purposes. It's got a lot of stuff in there. Like I said, I go on a tour sometime that's 2 or 3 weeks long around the world and perform in a world-class choir, and I don't want to bring a lot of stuff. I just want to have a carry-on for the most part, and it just reduces the amount of stuff that I need to take, and it covers my bases. So anyhow, I don't have a blow dryer or whatever, but you can get by with some other stuff in there. So anyhow, just thought I'd share that with you. Hopefully it helps. We'll catch you later. Max out.